Welcome to Dubai for the final day of competition, the 2019 IPF World Open Powerlifting Championships. And today we have the 84 plus women and the 120 plus men, and it is going to be extreme. And of course, just about to start off the morning session with the squats. Probably one of the most stressful lifts, I suppose, in respect to it's the first lift. You need to get that number on the board. And there's a few areas that things can go wrong, and you can practice it a million times in the gym, but on the day, nerves hit. And there's a few areas that athletes can often get caught up on, particularly on that opening lift. We'll take you through a couple of those things right now, a couple of those rules right now to make sure whilst you're watching, you've got a good idea and a good understanding of what people are getting good lifts or bad lifts. So you've got to wait for a start command. If you beat the start command, you get a yellow card. So you've got to unrack, walk out, be in the lock position. Then you've got to squat to depth. So the crease of the thigh needs to be above or below, the top of the thigh at the knee. The bar has to go in an upward motion. It can stop, but it cannot dip back down again. Then you have to finish in the locked position. Knees have to be locked, hips have to be through. Then you have to wait for the rack command. If you beat the rack command, you'll get a yellow card with your red light. So a few areas where things can go just a little bit wrong, and particularly depth, obviously, is one of the hardest ones, particularly when you're nervous for that first lift as well. We're about 1 minute away from getting started here with Lauren Berry Webb will be our first lift. And of course, a big shout out to the people that make all this possible. Uplift have put this amazing competition together. One of the creators of probably the most advanced online training system you can get your hands on, bringing coaches and athletes together from around the world. Of course, Alico stood behind this sport for such a long time in so many ways, much more than just sponsorship. And of course, SBD, makers of the greatest equipment on the planet. You can't get better equipment than that. We'll be taking you through the 84 plus system today. It is going to be extremely exciting, some massive weights moved. And of course, last night we had the 120s, and I am joined by none other than 120 lifter, champion of champions, Tony Cliff.
King of the Bombers is here.
Not a great night last night.
Yeah.
It's really great to see you in great spirits. So if you're watching at home, hopefully you've watched Tony last night. Didn't have a great day.
No, we'll go into it in a bit.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Lauren Berry Webb, Great Britain, 185. I mean, this would have to be the toughest lift, the first lift of the session.
The first one is the most nerve-wracking, so...
Yeah, first lifter out on the platform. And it sort of sets the benchmark and the scene for the other lifters a little bit.
Yeah, often you're looking to see how strict the referees are being, what they're looking for.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, this should be a good conservative opening lift.
Should be.
Nice little bounce into the bottom. And from here, it looks pretty good. Oh, not quite deep enough.
Oh, I know that feeling.
You felt that experience last night?
Yeah, it did look bad, did it?
Yeah, just pulled up just a little bit short there. And sometimes that first lift nerves can pull you up a little bit shy as well.
Yeah.
Just trying to get it done. Anna Kokoreva from Russia, 245. Sitting pretty close to a personal best there of 250. She hit a 252.5 at the European Championships this year, so
it's a big opener.
And she's been consistent in the 250s for a while now. She hit 250 at the Russian Powerlifting Cup as well. They're quite a tall lifter. I say that sitting next to Tony Cliff, who is probably about 3 feet taller than I am. Thankfully, we're sitting down.
well.
Yeah, plenty of speed through that. Didn't seem to have any issues weight-wise.
Yeah.
Gets the 3 white lights. Gets it on the board. Daria Effenseva from Russia now 252.5. 19 years of age. So we're looking at 252.5. 19, is that still sub-junior? That's junior.
Junior.
Yeah.
Still very young for massive weights, isn't it?
Yeah, and extremely young. I mean, extremely young for equipped lifting. So much experience that left to build. 252.5. She hit the European junior record earlier this year.
Yeah.
Picked up the world juniors sub-junior record last year, actually. So very, very good lifter.
Do you know what the junior record is?
Junior record is 275.
Could be in danger later, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think she'll be looking to give it a bit of a nudge. So Becky Holcomb, 260. Yeah, and I think the sub-junior record is in danger. I think Iceland's going to take a bit of a crack at that. An opening lift of 260.
Wow.
Becky Holcomb, 260 kilograms. Really taking her time with the setup there. She only left herself 18 seconds on the clock.
There's not long left. 15.
I mean, we saw last night that one of the guys managed to set up in 6 seconds, which was quite impressive. And made short work of that one. Yep, there's no problems there. There's one red light from the centre referee, but 2 whites is all you need. So 260 goes on the bar. Soli Jonsdottir from Iceland, looking for 260.
Junior, yeah?
18 years of age, shifting 260 kilos.
Unbelievable.
I don't think when I was 18 I would have gone anywhere near that. Yeah, I have a feeling the sub-junior record's in trouble. She got 2 white lights on that one. Heideborg Hugdal from Norway looking for 265.
Massive bench up. She's your world record holder.
Yes. And we've got 2 world record holders in this group. We've got the squat world record holder, Bonica. And of course, this young lady, I'm pretty sure is the bench world record holder.
227, is it?
227, set in 2014.
Yeah, I remember that.
There's no problem with the weight. It'll be depth that might be the question. We'll wait for the referees. Gets it on the board. 2's all you need.
270 next weight on the bar.
Fang Yun Su, Chinese Taipei. We're looking for 270. These are massive opening lifts.
And then you look at Monica's 310.
Yeah, her current world record is 3:18, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in Hampstead.
That's a big old opener, though, isn't it?
So I think that might be in under threat today. Might beat her own record.
Yeah.
$270 kilograms. Get these opening lifts on. I mean, you know what powerlifting's like. Anything can happen.
Yep.
We've seen some pretty tough sessions the last couple of nights. Probably not as smooth as you'd like that to be for an opening lift.
3 whites though, all good.
Gets the job done.
Get it done. I think that's
Doesn't
often
have
the thing that settles you. Is just get one in.
Getting that one on the board. Monica Brown, USA, 310 kilograms.
Here we go then.
The world record is 3:18, and she's hit 3:25 before. So I'm not imagining 3:10.
No, she's so consistent as well. That's the thing.
Really is at the top of the game. Even on a bad day, she's hard to catch.
Yeah. Definitely still the only person to have won a World Classic, World Equip, and a World Games in the same year.
That's quite an impressive resume,
It's
isn't it?
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a good, solid, confident walk out there. And handles the weight. The referees say it's a good lift. Yeah, it's quite good. I mean, we've got a flight here with some big numbers. All of them are quite calm though. Yeah. You know, no one's really trying to go over the top. There's no.
I think being overly aggressive, trying to attack the bar. I mean, some people do lift better like that. You know, it's quite a calm group.
Yeah, it's quite calm. I mean, you watch the 120s, 105s, 120 plus men. That first squat session is very intense.
Yeah, full on.
Laura Berry-Webb, Great Britain.
Come on, Laura, just a little bit more.
Looking for 185. Yeah, she doesn't have to dip it too much further. Don't want to go too deep on your second.
No, yeah. Fall over backwards with it. Yeah.
I think from where we're sitting, that looked pretty good. Let's see what the referees say. Yeah,
Yes.
Gets that one on the board. Everyone's in the competition now. We've talked about the records, some records being in doubt. Iceland have put in 272.5 to absolutely destroy the sub-junior record.
Smash it to bits. Junior record's 275.
She is on the right path. Anna Kukureva from Russia. 260.
Yeah, looked very solid with her opener.
Yeah, she's got a really good build for deadlift as well. And that a little bit of limb length.
Yeah, long arms. Tells on the opening bench though, doesn't it?
Yeah, she's got some big numbers there. Yeah, a little bit awkward on a walk out there. She settled well. Depth looked very good from this angle.
Really good.
Speed was good. 260 was no problem. That's a pretty big personal best too.
Yeah. Excellent lift that. Big jump as well for a woman, 15 kilo jump on squats.
Yeah, it's a pretty hefty jump in a squat. Daria Effensteva from Russia, 270.
We're talking of big jumps.
19 years of age, and watched her as a sub-junior as well. And we always said, she had a really big future, and it's just gets stronger and stronger. And looking at 270 from 252.5.
That was an unusually big jump. if it works out.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, even if it's a weight you can handle, that big jump can really shock the nervous system a bit too much.
Just have any trouble walking that out there.
Yeah, it's almost like there's nothing on her back. And it still looks like there's nothing on her back. That was super fast, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah, it was. Good.
A fast squat is a good squat. I think she's going after that junior record. Hildeberg, Norway, 272.5. Taking the time coming out there. Not an easy walk from the up the ramp and across the platform there in wraps.
Now you need to shove up the ramp.
It's, might only be a few meters, but it probably feels like a 100-yard dash. 272.5 as the world record in bench. Benching nearly as much as she squats.
Yeah.
Oh, she had to put some work in for that one, but it looks good.
You notice the straps are twisted on her suit there, which is
Not deep enough. I see at the top of the strap there.
The legs are so big, it's difficult to adjust that.
Yeah, and it's not an easy job for the refs for the 84 plus and 120 plus men.
No. But it's just where the thigh sort of rises up out of the knee and then drops back into the hip. So in order to see,
it's pretty hard to actually.
That point on the hip is very difficult.
Right now, 272.5. Soli Jonsdottir from Iceland for a world sub-junior record.
Here we go.
Her 260 moved really well. Never looked in doubt. Looks deep enough there. We'll wait for the referees, but it looks good from this way. Not deep enough. And it's 3 red lights, so no contesting with the jury on that one.
I mean, it didn't look massively different to
borderline
the,
there,
it didn't look massively different to the opener. But I think it's so slow getting down there, it gives them a long time to make their mind up.
Yeah, we always talk about, to athletes as coaches, a quick squat's a good squat. Don't give the referees a couple of minutes to look at it.
Yeah. Well, that was what I was attempting to in my third squat. When I went over backwards.
And it was a good attempt.
Yeah. Just try and get down there and get up with it.
Becky Holcomb, 275. Yeah, we talk a lot on the commentary about attempt selection. We just saw, a world record attempt on the second. It was a 12.5 kilo increase. So she's missed that lift. Now under a bit of pressure on the third to add some more to a total. Would she have been better going 267.5 for a second and then have a crack at the world record?
Maybe. I mean,
it's always hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah, what can you say? I mean, if you watch that 260 back, you'd probably say the same thing again, just put it on.
275 for Becky Holcomb.
Easy.
Yeah, no mucking around down the bottom. Super fast.
No.
But not deep enough again. So some of these ladies struggling to get depth on their second lift.
It is close, isn't it?
Just a fraction on the shy side. It's got to be a little bit more convincing.
Yeah.
Fang Yun Su now 280 kilograms, and Banika isn't going to wait around for a third lift. She's going straight for that world record.
Yeah. I think that you wouldn't put 5 kilos on that 310, would you? Having watched the 310, so you might as well just go.
No, and I think that sort of jump to a world record, it's the sort of jump you're going to take anyway.
Yeah.
Fang Yun Su, 280. Very fast. Very calm lifter, very composed, just walks out, does the job.
Yeah, no problem with that at all.
So we load to 318.5.
Here we go then.
Monica Brown. And I suppose the big difference here too is, I mean, Bonica is very experienced. She's been lifting 16 years. She's world champion, world record holder. You know, I don't think she'd be putting it on if she wasn't.
No,
You know,
she's going out there
90% confident.
Yeah. She's not going out there thinking it's not going to happen.
Monica Brown, world record 318.5. A monster lift. This is that moment where the coach is more nervous than the athlete.
So solid that setup, isn't it?
She has a really nice 3 steps. One step back, one step, then set the foot. No wasting energy. She's had to work a little bit. And she gets the 3 white lights.
Fantastic.
World record is now 318 and a half.
Where'd you go from there?
You know, looking at that one, I mean, that's probably the most I've seen her work for a while. I'd have to be looking at 322 and a half.
Well, I'd be tempted not to take the third if it was me.
Well, yeah, there's that option too.
Yeah.
You know, save some energy for the rest of the lifts.
Save some for that deadlift.
Laura Berry Webb, 197 and a half.
She's got 25 in.
So she missed her opener at 185, just on depth. Managed it really well on the second.
She used to dip it in just like that second one. Keep it the same.
And I think the bit of extra weight will push her
hopefully
down a little bit further as well.
Yeah.
She's got a nice technique there at the bottom with that dip in. And not deep enough, unfortunately.
Just the thing with that dip, isn't it? You've just got to be able to judge it just right. If you
Yeah.
get it wrong, it's usually wrong.
Well, that's
whenever
right.
it
You get it wrong, you go too far, and you're not coming back up again. Too short. It's a great use of the wraps, a great use of the stretch shorty cycle.
Yeah.
Anna Kukureva, Russia, 270.
Russia.
270 kilos. We've talked about every single session throughout this competition and has world records in every single lift. And in this third round of squats, we're about to see 3 world record attempts.
Wow.
Not a bad way to end out a competition on the last day of lifting.
No, it's incredible, isn't it? Her standards just keeps going up.
Yeah, just having a bit of trouble getting steady there she was, but she managed to find a spot. Oh, that's strong there, isn't it?
Work through that.
That is a lot of strength.
Yeah, very good.
3 white lights. The biggest she's lifted up until then was 250. She just put a 270 on. Hildeborg, her girl, Norway, 272 and a half.
She just needs a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, it's right on the border, isn't it? Just a touch more.
It's difficult when you go out there to do that, though.
Yeah, it's really easy
you
sitting
just-
here or out the
yeah.
back saying, yeah, just a touch more.
Because you
You'll be fine.
can't do that. You either go too much or you do it the same as the
Yeah.
first one and hope for a different result. Can't really approach it in a different way.
I've got to say, that looked deeper.
Did look better.
Let's see what the referees say.
No.
No, again, just one side ref and the centre referee there.
I think that's the side we could see as well. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, got to be convincing though. So now, Soli, Johnsdottir,
So is it
world sub-junior and junior record. Looking for the world sub-junior and junior world record for 275. Didn't get the depth on the 272.5. Looking at an extra 2.5 kilos might just be enough to just push her a little bit.
It probably won't make any difference. She's just going to have to squeeze in there a little bit more
Yeah,
at the bottom.
she's just
It was so slow, wasn't it, coming down?
And that's one of the things is the referees have got such a long time to look at it. Oh, that's deep. That is deep, but a little bit too deep, I think.
And that's the thing, isn't it? When you're trying to change it,
Yeah.
that's when it goes wrong.
Now, unfortunately, 3 red lights, but a huge, huge future for that young lady. Yeah, she's 18 years of age, and here she is competing competitively in the Opens.
In the Open. And she got it lifted, but she's better than me.
You know, look, we talk about it all the time, though. I mean, and we say it can happen to anyone, anytime, even the best, even the most experienced. We never want it to happen.
No.
Now, Becky Holcomb, 280 kilograms.
She's gone up 5. It was depth last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know,
It's fast,
it's
though,
not
isn't
something we see in classic lifting, but we do see it a lot in equipped lifting. You know, hitting that extra little bit of weight. You know, a few tactical reasons. Yeah, it comes down to equipment sometimes as well.
it? Yeah. Super tight suits and wraps.
Yeah, everything has to be balanced for that weight. Well, I'm going to wait for the referees because every time I say that looks better.
Yeah, that was better.
That one
Yeah,
looks
was
better. 3 white lights. Below the 280 for a world junior record. Daria Efrenseva from Russia. 280. To make sure she sets a convincing world record. 280 kilograms, 19 years of age, and again, here she is competing competitively in the Opens. All these junior lifters becoming so impressive. Powerlifting's got such a huge future.
It's nice to see a load of juniors coming through in the equipped as well. So it's not just all the classic lifters going, you know, getting all the juniors through.
And the equip just gets bigger and bigger. It's really nice to see it really growing strong again. Oh, that was fast. Wow. She hit that bottom fast. You know, it was actually a good technique. As she hit the bottom, just drove her back a little bit. And that was where she couldn't recover from.
Just as her hips popped out the back there.
But a big, big effort. And she's on the board, though. So Fang Yan Su, Chinese Taipei, 285. And Bernica is not mucking around with her attempt selection, 325. She means business. Fang Yang Su.
Again, nice and steady.
She's so fast through that bottom there.
Every lift's look the same, doesn't it?
Yeah, nothing changes. Gets the white lights. Fast in, fast out. 325 goes on the bar for Bonica Brown. World record. She's already broken the world record and set the new one at 318.5. Incidentally, it is her world record. Now looking for 325. Now we've got 45 seconds left of the clock. Bonika's usually right there, ready to go.
She's done exactly what I was thinking, and he's not coming out.
And just catching some air, I think.
Yeah.
So Tony, tough night in the office last night.
Yeah.
You know, how do you as an athlete bounce back from that?
Well, I entered it knowing that my lifts were going to be a bit of a gamble, because I entered it wanting to challenge Bichkov.
Yeah.
I mean, he won the class by 50 kilos with guys that are really strong, making great totals underneath him. So I knew in order to get there to the challenge, I had to go to the you know, right to the limit on the equipment, super tight equipment, on the limit with every lift, and that was the gamble I took.
Yeah, look, and it just doesn't pay off. But you know, big risk, big reward too.
Yeah, exactly.
So had it paid off,
Yeah.
and it's really nice to see you back here the next morning. You know, sitting here in good spirits about it.
Yeah, I did lie in my bed last night and think,
What if?
could have done that differently.
Well, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here in 20 minutes with the big man, Tony Cliff, watching these ladies kick it off in the bench press.
Some huge benches coming here as well.
Welcome back to the 2019 IPF World Open Powerlifting Championships here in beautiful Dubai. And we are just about to kick off the 84 kilo plus women in the bench press. And this is probably one of the most technical lifts there is in regards to where things can go wrong. And there's so much more to think about on the bench press than any of the other lifts, particularly in equipped lifting as well. And of course, we've seen plenty of people struggle to put it all together on the day with the bench press. And equipped is just one of those ones that it's so much more technical and complicated than a classic lift. So you're going to start with elbows in a locked position. Then you have to wait for a start command. If you beat the start command, you get a yellow card. Then you've got to actually get that bar to touch. And in equipped lifting, that can be a tough ask as well. Then the bar has to continue in an upward movement. It can stop, but it has to go continually upward. And then you have to lock the elbows in the finish position. Then you have to wait for a rack command. And while you're doing all that, your head, your shoulders, your butt all have to stay in contact with the bench. Your feet have to stay flat on the floor. They can shift a little bit, but they have to stay flat. And of course, the bar, if it touches the rack on the way up, as long as it's not showing a supportive motion, then it's actually okay. But if the bar touches the rack and it appears to be supporting in any fashion, that will be a no lift as well. I'm joined with the big Tony Cliff, Great Britain.
That was really helpful. I'm glad I got that a day later than I needed.
You could probably use a few tips on bench at the moment. And Tony Cliff, absolute world champion, but you came here to challenge, for the world championships. You took a big risk. Had it paid off, we'd be sitting here talking to the world champion. Sometimes big risk doesn't always pay off.
That's the gamble you take.
Yeah, and I guess for some of the guys at home that are new to powerlifting, you've missed all 3 squats. How do you pick yourself up and then say, all right, I've got to go back out there for bench now?
Well, I think you can win a medal in the individual lifts if you bombed on one. So there's something to go for, if nothing else. So that's the only thing that could make you bother doing anything when you get back there. Is that, well, there's a chance to go for a medal now, so recoup, put it back together and get back under the bar. And then you bomb on bench as well, and you've got to recoup the deadlift.
Well, I've got to admit, it's not every day I see someone miss all 3 squats, then all 3 bench. We really felt for you here. And I must admit, I was a little bit nervous when you came out for that first deadlift. I think
you were.
Please get that first deadlift. I've talked you up. But as we say, and we talk about it all the time, it can happen to anyone at any point in their career. You're pushing the envelope, trying to get as much as you can. At some point,
it's how you react to it and how you come back from it is the main thing, and what you take away from it. Some experience.
Fang Yang Su, Chinese Taipei, 145. Just shy of a personal best of 150. But her squats were absolutely on fire.
Smooth enough, I think.
Yeah, look pretty good from where we're seeing 3 white lights. That was probably a good, easy opening lift. You don't want to be wasting everything you've got on your first lift.
I think it came down and touched very easily, so there's probably not a lot coming out of that shirt.
Soli Jonsdottir from Iceland, 145, 18 years of age. 3 years lifting experience. He's put a 160 up before. Had a crack at the world record in squats. Didn't get any joy though.
Okay, I think. Yeah.
It didn't seem to cause her too much problems. Yeah, didn't have too much trouble getting the bar down. The shirt wasn't overly or too tight for that particular weight.
No, you often tell from where the bar touches. And often it's it gets to about an inch off your chest and then just won't go. So you end up having to drop the position of where it touches. and that can really throw you off. And he did me yesterday. Then you've got to throw it back towards the rack to get it off your chest.
Anna Bukhareva from Russia, 155.
30 seconds.
Yeah, if you've never benched in a quick bench shirt, it's one of those things that takes a very long time to really master.
Ooh, there you go.
And
So it just comes forward a bit as it comes off. That's the trouble.
Yeah, I mean, the way the shirt works is you're building up that potential energy by stopping it from going the direction it wants to go.
That is no lift, I'm afraid. 3 reps.
And then when it takes
For Bukhareva,
control,
157.5 on the bar now.
and you shifted her arms there.
So it just came back forward again, didn't it? So you've got to keep the trajectory back towards the rack if you can, without going too far. So she's trying to stay in that groove.
Laura Berry Webb, 157 and a half.
She's a good bencher, Laura. So PB's
And
167. So
great to see her
should
giving
be
some
okay.
instructions to the spotter there as well.
yeah. Tell them where she wants the bar put in.
Yeah, those guys.
Dean looking worried as usual.
I don't think I've seen him at all look not worried this competition.
No, good for good reason.
And that should be good. We might be able to see on the replay there's a really good example of, you know, as she got to the chest there, the shirt just wanted to shift her around, but she controlled it really well.
Yeah. He just started to slide before she got the press command. I think that's
Yeah,
what
and
the
there
yellow
it
was
is,
for.
and she
Yeah.
just gets the press command as it starts. Becky Holcomb, 165. You know, there are so many things in a quick bench. There's so many things that can go right or go wrong as opposed to classic bench.
Yeah.
You know, bringing that shirt in is just a whole new element of complication. And if you get that balance wrong, too tight, can't get it down to the chest, too loose, not going to get the power out.
Well, that's why picking your opener on this is so difficult as well. It's got to be heavy enough to get down there, but not too heavy
Yeah.
that you can't press it comfortably.
You know, we always look at the quick bench. It's not unusual to see, you know, a lot of red on the screen and everyone get 1, 2
Yeah.
lifts, or none in some cases.
Heads off the bench there, I think. Might not spot
Yeah,
it with
she
her
might
hair.
get a yellow there.
No, got it.
Yeah. Good use
It's
of
all
the
right
hair
when you've
there.
got hair.
Not much use for you or me.
Good reason to go wigged up next comp, maybe.
I don't know if that'll help you, but it's worth a try. Daria Efenseva from Russia, 172 and a half, 19 years of age. And a junior and a sub-junior in this flight with a huge, huge future.
That is a big bench for a junior as well, isn't it? Unbelievable.
172 and a half. That's a big bench for anyone.
Yeah.
You can see the shirt shifting it down, but she managed it very well.
Absolutely smashed that though.
Really managed that. You can see the shirt trying to shift her laterally there.
The record's in danger there as well, isn't it?
Yeah, she might slide up there. Depends on how big a jump she likes to take. Monica Brown, 200 kilograms. So the world open record 227. Hugdal opening on 215.
Full instructions there.
Yeah, give him a good rundown. They've been doing a great job, the guys out there, the spotting crew have been doing absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I have to say a big thank you to those guys for saving me a few times yesterday. So well done, everyone. They have done a fantastic job.
Probably one of the toughest jobs in a whole competition, I think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to be standing out there spotting all day.
No, it is
And
very,
loading.
very tiring.
Oh, spot on. That was textbook. Did you watch that closely?
I'm recording this on my phone.
Yeah, absolutely smashed that.
Bench press lessons.
Hildeberg, Hugdal, Norway, 2:15.
There we go. World record holder in the bench.
Yeah, current world record holder, 2:27. Opening at 2:15. You think maybe she's looking at having a nudge on a third if everything goes well?
I'll tell you after this one.
It's that chest up nice and high, reduce the range of motion as much as she can. Ooh, just dropped it on there. You can see it come forward. And that's what you were saying, that balance of the shirt.
Yeah.
When you get it down and you can't quite get it there, that's the only thing you can do.
Well, they might be tempted to put a bit more weight on the bar. Or they just adjust the height of that collar.
Yeah, you can see it just push forward a little bit.
Yeah. So if they've really jacked down the shirt, there might be an opportunity just to raise it maybe half a centimetre.
Yeah.
And see if it
I mean,
helps.
that's one of the great things with the quick bench is there's so many little tweaks you can do.
There's lots of
collar of
things
the
you can
shirt, sleeves.
There's things you can adjust to help, but often you run the risk of over-adjusting, and then it has the opposite effect, and then there's no drive out of the shirt at all.
You've got to find that really precise balance.
Yeah.
Solly, Janslota, Iceland, 150. This young lady is a future open world champion. And I don't think it's that far away, her day to be standing up there with a gold medal.
Yeah, there's massive potential here, isn't there?
Yeah, she's just 18 years of age. She's only been competing 3 years. I mean, we've still got years of mastering of the equipment as well.
Yep.
She has plenty of speed off the chest with that. Tell you what, like, so much upper body strength there. I mean, the shirt doesn't even look super tight.
No, she's able to hold a position really well in the shirt, so she's not collapsing, it's not crushing her or anything. Yeah, it looks tight.
Anna Kukreva, Russia, 155.
So she just lost it forward on the first one, didn't she? Came up off the chest okay, and then
Yeah,
a little
just
wobble.
shifted forward about halfway up there.
So we're trying to keep that line this time.
It's such a hard bench. I mean, you've got to, you've got to press the weight, then you've got to fight against the shirt trying to go each different direction to keep that potential, that kinetic energy working.
Keep that line backwards now. There you go.
That looked a lot
was
better. Yeah, she managed that one. She gets the 2 white lights.
Yellow, missed that.
It could have been one side ref, just hard to see from that angle.
No, didn't see anything
One
there.
side ref might have thought. I saw it. Feng Yang Su, 155, had squats that looked exactly the same every single one.
Incredibly consistent so far. Ooh,
Just couldn't get the speed off the chest.
no. You think
And
it
the bar
dipped there,
did,
didn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. It's Commentator's curse.
Yeah, look, it was almost, it was almost like the speed off the chest took her by surprise a little bit.
Well, you've got to catch it when it springs off the chest. You see that? Where it
Popped really fast
pops
there.
off, and then you've got to get your elbows under fast. And you just missed it, mistimed it a little bit.
Laura Berry Webb,
There we go.
165, Great Britain.
So the British record is 167.5, and she holds it. So I imagine they're trying to go above that on the next one. So hopefully this goes well. Opener looked easy.
Gets it down. Oh, she managed to rescue it. Did she lock out that right arm? Not quite. A lot of of strength there, though. She managed to rescue that from taking over. Unfortunately, though, at the same time, lifted the butt. Couldn't quite lock that right-hand side.
And I hit the rack there as well.
Becky Holcomb, 175.
Bars loaded, 175 kilos, Becky Holcomb.
Opened on a 165. No major issues.
No, I think it was very comfortable, wasn't it? I remember. Can't see this really being a problem. The head again, that's the thing. Yeah, did it again.
3 white lights.
USA. 182.5 next weight on the bar. Dari Efrensaver, Russia.
Gets it on the board.
Hook dog, get ready, bar is loaded. 182.5 kilos, Dari Efrensaver.
Daria Efrensaver from Russia, 182 and a half. And what she's edging very close to that junior record.
Was it 190, the junior record? Yeah.
And that record's been around for a while.
That's easy as well, that.
That was very, very easy. She get 3 white lights, she does. So that current junior record of 190 has been around since 2012.
Got to go for it, I think.
Yeah, I think she's in a position to. I mean,
You just chip it.
so Bonica Brown, USA 210. And a fantastic opening lift.
Bars loaded, 210 kilos, Monica Brown, USA.
Well, given how that opener went, you wouldn't expect this to be an issue.
Yeah, I
So-
wouldn't imagine so. Her opener looked
Moved really well.
very much like a warm-up lift.
I mean, you look at those prognosis totals now, and you think, well, she gets the deadlift.
Yeah, she's setting herself up in a very, very commanding position.
Wow.
And that looks pretty much the same as her opener.
Absolutely no issue whatsoever.
Nothing shifted at all.
Put another 10 kilos on that easily.
Body's nice and tight, nothing moves, no lateral movements. The only movement you can see is just a little bit of leg drive.
See if they've changed that shirt. Looks well jacked still.
Yeah, it certainly does. So Hildeberg, Norway 215, Mr. Opener. Needs to put this one on, take the pressure off. Miss your second, that third's a high
doozy.
pressure lift, mate.
Don't know what you're talking about, Gary. There.
She's throwing out the yells of confidence.
Yeah.
Gets the white lights. She managed the shirt a little bit better on that one. It was a little bit messy coming up, but it got the job done. And as long as you get the job done. So we're into the third round. That was not a crack at you, Tony. 155 for Fang Yun Su, Chinese Taipei. So she looked really good on her opener, and then just looked like the speed off the chest caught her off guard on the
just
second.
caught her, yeah. See if she can catch this time. Yeah.
Yeah, that was better. You know, you've
Yeah.
really got to time yourself on a quick bench as it comes off the chest. If it's coming off quicker than you're moving,
Yeah, you got to try and stay with it and get your elbows underneath it as quick as you can.
155. Solly Daughter from Iceland. 155 kilos, 18 years of age.
A great day so far.
Yeah, bit of 260 squat on the board. Both benches so far. Yeah, she's got a big future and a lot of potential on that bench. She's, 18 years of age and 3 years experience. She's managing that shirt, the equipment really well. Anna Kukureva from Russia, 162.5. Mr. Opener at 155. Just sort of pulled her forward a little bit. Managed it quite well in a second. Now looking for 162.5.
I think she's probably good for this. I think she sorted out the issue after the opener.
Yeah, she really managed to drive back quite well in the second one.
Really got the line nice on the last one, so hopefully she'll do the same again. Yeah.
That was better than a second.
Yeah.
Now she's got it. She probably wishes she had a fourth one now.
Yeah. You notice how high she had the collar on that as well, so
yeah,
there's no issue with bringing it down.
Quite a bit of room to move there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did that. That was much better. Laura
So they've gone for it. They've gone up to 170, which is a new British record.
Looking for 170. Yeah, look, and it's not an unusual move in a quick bench to throw a couple extra kilos on, even if you've missed a lift. We don't really see it in classic lifting, but in equipped, not an unusual thing to do.
No. Well, again, it's about managing the shirt, so probably it'll come down a bit better, and that might make things easier.
Yeah. 170. Gets the touch there. Oh, I think she's done it. Yeah. I think she has.
Hey,
3 white lights.
Fantastic.
She's pretty happy with that.
Very happy with that. Excellent.
Yeah, she handled that quite well. She dragged it down really well.
She's so patient as well.
You
when
can see it
down.
Wanted to pull her away, but she managed it.
And then just caught it and stayed with it. It's excellent benching. I'm going to ask
Really
Laura
nice
for some
work.
tips.
Becky Holcomb, 185.
So it's just that it just looks like her head's coming off the bench on every bench, but she seems to be.
It's one thing too you've really got to consider when you're looking at a quick bench.
Yeah.
As that shirt starts to compress across your chest, across your shoulder,
it wants to pull your shoulders up. Yeah. The benches have been so easy. Yo, wow.
And that one was easy too at 185. 3 white lights. Didn't look like she was having too much of a challenge with that at all.
Every single one of her benches looked exactly the same, didn't they? No matter what weight was on there. It was incredible.
You know, she's steady on the bench. No real lateral movement throughout the lift.
Very explosive.
Daria Efenseva from Russia, 190. An interesting choice of weights.
Didn't bother chipping for the
well,
the
being a
junior
record, she'd have to go to 192 and a
of
half.
course you can't chip,
quite a big lift. So going the 190.
Yeah, maybe 92 and a half would have been a stretch.
Coaches have decided the extra 2.5 might be too much.
And they were probably right.
Coaches made a good decision on that one. Almost had that one there, just got a bit offline though. She settles for the 182 and a half.
Wish they explained that one. Then you can't chip a world junior record in an open championship, so she'd have had to go.
Yeah, so she would have go 192 and a half. The only records you can chip are records in that division. So 220 on the bar.
Well, called it. We called an extra 10, so I think she's good for it.
Yeah, look, her 2 lifts previous were absolutely textbook.
Very comfortable.
You're looking to show someone a video of how to do a quick bench, you'd show them that one.
This is it.
And that one as well.
And that one.
Yeah, she's pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
3 white lights. Nearly knocks a coach down on the way out the door. I've been knocked over by plenty of athletes. We do have a world record attempt. She is going for it. Hildeborg, Hugdal, Norway, looking to chip her own record at 227 and a half. I imagine this was her original plan, third lift. Probably wanted to go 215, 222 and a half, 225 something, and then go to 227 and a half.
Yeah.
But her plan was foiled by her opener, so she's going for it now. 227 and a half.
Well, the hardest bit of this might just be getting a touch.
Yeah, it's quite. I mean, it's quite difficult too, making that big jump and getting the adjustments right for that big jump. It's a huge weight, isn't it? 227 and a half.
It's coming. No, yeah, that's what I meant about the shirt.
You could just see as she got to the chest there, looked like it just sort of dropped a fraction. That's everything shifting and all that potential energy of the shirt just disappearing. So unfortunately, no world record, but some fantastic lifts. Don't go too far away. Tony Cliff has been sitting with us, got himself a nice little bench lesson there from Fanika.
Yeah, very good.
Don't go too far. We're going to be back here in 20 minutes and watch these ladies get the action started on the deadlift party. Welcome back to Dubai 2019 IPF World Open Powerlifting Championships. And we are just about to get the deadlift party started. And it's probably the favoured lift of a number of athletes simply because there's a few less things that can go wrong. Number one, you don't have to wait for a start command. So it's the only lift where you get the opportunity to walk out and start the lift whenever you're ready, and there's nothing that can really go wrong with your setup. One thing you have to remember, always moving in an upward motion. The bar can stop, but it has to then continue up. If it dips, you get a blue card. You cannot support the bar on your thighs. Get to the top, you have to put those shoulders back, lock those knees and hips through, and be in that upright controlled position. And then once you're there, you need to wait for the down command. And one other little thing is that you must stay in contact with the bar all the way back to the platform, so you can't drop the bar. So if it comes out of your hands, even after the down command, that will still be a no lift. And I'm joined by none other than the big man himself, Tony Cliff. Competed in the 120s last night, taking us through all the action. Didn't have the greatest night.
No, managed the deadlift though.
Managed to get one deadlift in there. We were a little concerned. You know, we came out for that first deadlift. I was probably as nervous as you were at that point. So please get this deadlift.
I didn't breathe from the entire time from the bottom of the ramp to the down signal.
That explains why you looked a little dizzy when you came off. You know, but you talked about it before. It was you came here to challenge for the World Championship, so you took big risk.
Yeah.
And it didn't pay off. And that's sport. That's powerlifting.
Yeah, that's just the way it goes, right?
Yeah, so there's no point losing any sleep over it.
Nope.
Had it paid off, we're
Different
sitting here talking to the world champion. You know? And I think it's good. I mean, we talk about it all the time that, you know, everyone has this sort of really maybe negative connotation about missing lifts and missing 3 lifts and bombing out, as we call it. You know, but at the end of the day, you're pushing yourself to the limit for a world championship. At some point, you're going to push to the point where you just don't get the lifts on the day.
Eventually, it happens to everyone. I've done it once before in 2012 in Puerto Rico.
And how many lifts did you miss on that one?
I did 1 squat, no benches, and 3 deadlifts.
Well, yeah, that
was a better day than
that was a
yesterday.
good result. And we are about 22 seconds away from Laura Berry-Webb taking the platform for 165. So current world records, you look at the deadlifters, open world record is 270.5, sub-junior 230, world junior 260, and total record 783, junior 690, sub-junior 637.5. So a couple of the total records there might be in a little bit of danger.
Certainly the open record's in danger.
Yeah, I think Vanika might be chasing after that. Right now, Laura Berry-Webb, Great Britain, 165. That opening deadlift, you know, for most lifters throughout the competition, that opening one is really get it on the board, solidify that total.
Yeah, just get yourself a total is the main aim, right?
And she does just that.
So they dropped that opener after she pulled 165 in the back, just to make sure.
Yeah,
Right.
just to ensure that total's on the board. Daria Efenseva from Russia, 182.5. The young 19-year-old junior. So well under her best lift. So a good conservative opening deadlift. Get that total on the board. You've done all this work so far. You don't want to come undone here. And
No issues there.
very convincing lock there as well. She locks super fast.
So there's a danger with the bigger lifters that their lockouts tend to look a bit soft. Absolutely no danger of that there.
Yeah, she makes it look really convincing. 197.5 goes on the bar. Soli Jonsdottir from Iceland. So this will solidify her total. And then her coaches can make some decisions about what she's going to push for and how far she's going to push.
Potential for that World Sub-Junior total record here, isn't there?
Yeah,
If
which
this
is
is
currently on.
comfortable.
This will put her on 6:12. Oh, that looked really tough. I don't know if she's locked that knee very well.
I'm sure she's going to get that.
No
Nope.
lift. That looked really, really tough for an opening lift. It looked like a knee dropped in before she started pulling there, and just got herself out of form. Just couldn't develop the power. Peng Yun Su, Chinese Taipei. Her squats were absolutely outstanding.
Just lost that middle bench, right, and then sort it out on the last one. All sumo lifters so far. Easy enough.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time that we might see a handful of sumo lifters throughout an entire competition. Seems to be the technique that's favoured by a lot now.
Yeah, very much the standard.
Hilleborg, Hugdal, Norway, 205. Didn't have the greatest time on bench, but got one on there.
And as we say that, conventional deadlift.
205. Didn't seem to cause any problems.
Comfortable.
Nice convincing lock of the knees there as well. Anna Kukureva from Russia, 215. And another conventional.
Yeah, built for conventional.
We'll just stop talking about sumo now. And you're right, with her limb length, she's absolutely built. Those lever arms are made for conventional. 3 white lights.
Comfortable.
Benika Brown, 240. So this will solidify her total. And puts her only about 4.5 kilos away from the world record total. 5.5 kilos away.
Yeah. So this is the one that secures the win, and then the next one goes for the total.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you've got to do. You've got to get that on the board first. Then you can start making some decisions. And am I in a position to go for a record or? Wow. Made that look very easy. And she has quite a unique style of technique for the sumo. That grip is really quite wide.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it works for her. There's no problem there, was there? And I think that's pretty much the win, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's really in a position to challenge her, bar some sort of absolute miracle lift.
No.
Becky Holcomb with 245. And once they all get these on the board, that's when you see them start looking at what do I need to do to get to a third lift where I can move myself up a position or. And again, no problems.
No issue at all.
Gets the 3 white lights, so we move into round 2 with just one lifter still needing to register a lift. And this is not the point in the competition you want to come undone. You've done all the work in the squats, you've done all the work in the bench. This is not where you want to come undone.
No, I think it feels like the worst one to bomb on is probably deadlift. If you've gone really well in the squats and benches, I know it happened to David Combra in the 93s.
Yeah, look, and another great athlete that just shows it can happen to absolutely anyone at any time.
You feel like you've done a lot of really good work, and then it's all undone at the end.
Laura Berry-Webb, 177.5. Boy, that's a tough pull. She's still going.
She's working.
Talk about determination. And it pays off. She gets the 2 white lights. Yeah, I mean, David's a really good example. I mean, he did really good work through the squats and the bench. And, you know, it's one of those things, he didn't make any errors or particular lift selection errors. It was just one of those things.
Yeah. His hook grip let him down a little bit on that 345, and then on the last one, he just, you know, he went for it.
Yeah, look, and that was I thought that was a really great decision on that last lift.
Yeah.
All or nothing, pull for a medal. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Solly.
So she needs this now.
197 and a half.
Getting them knees locked a bit quicker, I think.
Yeah, she just seemed to drop her knee. That's better.
There you go.
Yeah, look at the difference.
Well, no, it's just the way that she went about that.
Yeah.
Attacked it, I think.
Kept the knees out at the start. Was able to really drive through. Much better. Daria Efenseva from Russia, looking for 200 kilograms. So this will put her up to a 652. Just shy of her best ever lift. Had a bit of a struggle with the balance at the top there, but managed to get it on the board.
Yeah. For a second there, she looked like she'd overbalanced. Toes came up.
Yeah, she managed to rescue it.
Yeah.
It's one of the, I guess, more negative points to a sumo is that at the top, you know, you can run the risk of that overbalance if you pull back too far.
Yeah, there were some people talking yesterday of the platform moving on the sumo, and so they were moving the bar to the back of the platform to try and avoid it. I think she's had a bit of hammer this week. So.
Hildeberg, Hagdal, Norway, 212 and a half.
Knock out. Shoulders all the way back.
Locked
Just
it out,
about,
I think.
Yep.
Gets it there. And interestingly, John Bertha from Iceland has scratched her last lift. Oh no, there is one in. Sorry, it was an error. Came up as a scratch, but it was an error.
And that's a big jump. It's gone 225 on her third.
So Fang Yang Tzu, 217 and a half. Yeah, so I think she's put the 225 in there because that'll pull her up to the world sub-junior total record.
It's also probably in a challenge for a medal, that as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and you've got 2 changes there as well. And absolutely smoking these deadlifts. Anna Kokoreva from Russia, 225. And this is, you know, you see them get their second lifts in. And you'll see, you know, the third lift go in. A couple of changes might get made here and there. Looking to push up through the rankings, maybe go for records where they can. You know, Banika's in a great position.
Yeah, she's well out in front. I mean, you're looking at the third place. Is there anyone who can challenge that? 690,
And
probably a bit far.
This young lady has a very, very good conventional lift on her. Gets that one on the board as well.
Yeah.
Keeps that head up all the way through.
Smooth all the way that as well. Here we go then. World record total.
World total record. Veronica Brown, 252 and a half deadlift. This will give her a 791, which will destroy the previous record of 783. And incidentally, it is her record she is destroying because she just keeps getting better and better.
I mean, she's not chipping it, is she? She's breaking it.
Yeah, she wants the whole thing.
grip again. Look.
And gets it to the top well. And she
Yeah,
gets it on the
done.
board, and that's the world total record at 791. With one lift to come from her as well. Is she chasing after that 800
Yeah,
total?
I was just thinking exactly the same thing. Is she going to go for it?
Certainly
Put
looks
9
like
kilo
that's what she's setting up. Becky Holcomb, USA, 257.5.
Really trying to get on the top of the podium with these deadlifts.
And she's got a very, very big deadlift on her. She's hit 271 before. Yeah, she's going to be hard to beat on the deadlift, I think. Gets the 2 white lights at 275. Sorry, 257.5. She is going to be very hard to catch on the deads. Laura Berry Webb for her 3rd lift.
Now that second was a real battle lockout. So
Yeah,
she's going to have to grind this one if she wants it.
And she's gone the extra 5.
Give it everything, Laura. Come on.
This afternoon session will run as one group. Afternoon session, one group.
Gotta tell you, it moved off the floor faster than the second one.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought for a moment there she was going to bring it all the way through. What an effort, though. I mean, no one could take anything away for not putting in the effort.
No, absolutely not.
She held that and pulled that for as long as she thought she could.
I think once it stops, you're not going to restart it, are you? That's the trouble.
She never quit on it, though.
No.
Daria Offensiva, Russia, 210. So put her at 662.5. And she's had a bit of a mixed bag today, but finishing on a strong total. 20 kilos heavier. If she pulls this one, we'll give her 20 kilos heavier than a previous best total. If you can come away with any kilos on your total, you're doing well. And just a bit too much at the end of a day of lifting. Yeah, it's a short flight too, so there's not a huge amount of rest in between lifts for these ladies.
It's very fast for them, isn't it? That's the trouble. Only 8 lifters. 7 minutes between lifts is not a great deal for recovery.
And you've got a spotting and loading crew that are on fire.
Yeah.
So you're not getting that
You're
little bit of extra rest.
No.
Hilberg, Hagdal, Norway, 220.
Give her a 700 total.
Yeah,
Imagine that was the plan.
Pretty
today,
much
probably.
secures the bronze medal overall position. I can't imagine anyone chasing that.
No. Yep.
Oh, she's having to work. I don't think she can lock it though. Just couldn't quite get there. Boy, did she give it everything. Just couldn't quite get it there.
Still, I don't think that's opened the door though, has it?
Yeah.
I think at 692 still.
Yeah, I think the door's still closed. I mean, Kakareva would have to pull something amazing. Solly John Stoiter is going to go for that world sub-junior total record though with the 225 deadlift. It'll give her a 640 total. It's a big, big jump, but this young lady is quite an incredible lifter.
Well, it's all about the knees now. She can get them knees locked out. She may get this.
Yeah, she's really got some aggression fire for this one.
Oh,
Oh, it moved fast, but just couldn't quite get it there. Boy, that moved fast off the floor. So close to putting that world record on the board, but no joy today. Fang Yan Su, Chinese Taipei, 227.5.
So this will move her into third on the deadlift.
And you can see Bonica Brown has put in 262.5 to lock in that 800 total.
801.
I'm quite sure it wasn't that long ago in powerlifting where we talked about the 800 total and 84 plus being impossible.
Yeah. She's not scared of proving everyone wrong.
Certainly isn't. Oh, just couldn't hold at the top there.
Just dipped there. That's bad luck.
No lift, unfortunately. Anna Kukureva looking at 235, so she is in fourth position. And this will solidify that third place in the deadlift. In fact, I think even if she misses this, I don't think anyone can take the bronze.
The bronze is hers. It's probably for a PB now. And she's done it.
Oh, good technique. Yeah. Really good form there. She kept that head up. She never let it dip down on her. You can have a look in the replay. She starts with the head up, stays in that position the whole way through, and keeps the chest up.
Really good pull, that, wasn't it?
So 262.5 goes on. Bonica Brown, world total record 801. This will take it to. That is ridiculous.
She's just absolutely setting the standard here.
And I always do love the way she walks out with that setup. She's just so composed. The crowd has gone absolutely silent.
I think everyone's aware what this means, isn't it?
Oh, can she lock it there? She gets it to the top. I think it might be a good lift. Oh. No lift. She still has the world record.
So close.
And
it's going to challenge it though.
Yeah, I expected the US coach would walk to the jury panel on that one.
Didn't see a downward movement.
So we'll wait and see what happens. Now, Becky Holcomb is next at 265, but I just heard that a change is going in. 271. Going for the world deadlift record at 271, and that is a record that has stood for quite some time at 270.5. It was set back in 2013 in Norway. Emma Litnova from Russia set that quite some time ago. 271.
Here we go.
Why not? She has the silver medal overall.
Nothing to lose.
She has the gold medal in the deadlift. You basically got a free opportunity with no risk. 271. That is a huge deadlift in any weight class.
It's
moving well. She's still moving. I think she's got it there. She locks beautifully. I think she's done this. Oh, and no lift. And the US coach took a quick U-turn straight to the table, of course, as I expected he would. Some absolutely fantastic lifting here. I cannot believe the weights that these young women are shifting around. Don't go too far away. We're going to the medal ceremony very shortly, of course. We'll be back here at 2 p.m. this afternoon with the 120 plus, and hopefully we can get Tony Cliff back in the chair again to take us through the big boys coming out to play for that very last session of this competition.
a round of applause as they come to the platform. The strongest super heavyweight ladies equipped in the world. Can we have an assistant for Hanny Smith, please? Presenting the medals will be Johan Smith, Technical Secretary, IPF. Okay, we have the participation medals handed out. It is time to present the medals for the individual lifts. First, the squat. In bronze medal position with 280 kilos from the USA, Becky Holcomb. Taking the silver medal with 285 kilos from Chinese Taipei, Fang Yun Su. The gold medal and a new world record with 318.5 goes to Monica Brown, USA. Well done, ladies. Thank you. And we now move to the bench press. In bronze medal position with 185 kilos from the USA, Becky Holcomb. Taking the silver medal with 215 kilos from Norway, Hildeborg Hugdal. And the gold medal on bench press with 220 kilos, it is from the USA, Monica Brown. Well done, ladies. Thank you. We now move to the deadlifts. In bronze medal position with 235 kilos from Russia, Anna Kukareva. Taking the silver medal on deadlift with 252.5 kilos from the USA, Bonica Brown. And in gold medal position with 257.5 kilos from the USA, Becky Holcomb. Well done, ladies. And now it is time, thank you, to give the medals for totals and crown the new world champion. In bronze medal position with 692.5 kilos from Norway, Hildeborg Hugdal. Taking the silver medal with 722.5 kilos from the USA, Rebecca Holcomb. And unsurprisingly, with a new world total record of 791 kilos from the USA, Bonica Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of the United States of America.